As we look ahead to year 7, we remain dedicated to pushing the game to new heights.
We are also focused on adding more depth to the endgame. During year 7, we want to make the open world a more dynamic part of the endgame.
Those were the words of Massive before the launch of the Battle for Brooklyn DLC, a launch that, by all measures, was very successful and brought new players in and returning players back to the game. But we all knew that the DLC lacked replayability. Massive themselves said that it was small, but that's okay, because Massive are adding depth to the endgame. Well, at least that is what they said we should expect. But what has Massive actually posted since the DLC launch? 13 posts about cosmetics, 8 marketing posts, 7 posts about in-game events, 7 posts about the Tenacity podcast, 6 maintenance announcements, 3 competition announcements, 2 posts about gear within the game already, and 2 posts about the questions resource. And 1 post, yes, just 1 post, there might be a tease about new content. So here we are well into year 7, and we still don't know a fucking thing about what depth they are adding to the endgame, or what changes to the open world are. Now, to be fair, we did get a reveal about the tease in a live stream on Friday. Well, not so much a reveal, but rather a reveal that there would be a reveal towards the end of August. Work that one out. Personally, I think that Massive's strategy for DLC's launch and communication has been pretty fucking awful. It doesn't take a marketing genius to know that if you want to keep players engaged, you need to give them something to be engaged about. And in hindsight, the timing of the launch was just fucking daft. It isn't coincidence that Swedish summer romances are often one-night stands. Yes, Swedish summers are that short, and with so many Swedes taking their summer vacation in July, it's no surprise that the bugs in the DLC have taken so long to be fixed, and we've not seen any real plans for future content. The most disappointing thing though is that it is too late to turn around the gradual erosion of the player base that has been happening. We can't ignore the elephant in the room, the release of other looter shooters, including the big one, Borderlands 4, coming September the 12th, Ark Raiders, the spiritual successor to the survival game that we always wanted, which is coming in October, and the Age of Fate DLC for Destiny 2, which came out last week, albeit to mixed reviews. It's no wonder that Kelso had to go with so much to look forward to in the looter shooter genre, just sadly not within the Division franchise. Massive spent the last 2 to 3 years improving the new player experience, creating seasonal content specifically meant to keep players engaged in the game week in, week out. They've gone down the route of weekly and daily projects that make the game feel like a job, and I genuinely think that they've got it wrong. I've said it before and I'll say it again. What this game really needs is replayable content that gives players a reason to play. One of the things that I think that the Division 1 did really well was build personal progression into game modes that expanded the experience the more you played. Something that's really missing from the Division 2. The game is back on life support right now with the same rehash of old content and fucking cosmetics. And this cycle is very much reflected in the content being put out by YouTube creators, and the reason why I didn't publish last week's episode of This Week in the Division 2, when the big topics of conversation are the same seasonal and global events that we've been seeing for years, rehashes of the same old farming guides, and of course cosmetics like the Payday crossover event, then it really isn't worth reporting on them. The state of the game was epitomised for me by a video from Rogue Gold, which flagged the discovery raids that exist in the game. Now, I'm not knocking Rogue Gold's content here, it's a useful video for new and returning players who might not know about this feature, but it's been in the game for 4 to 5 years now, so in the absence of anything new, we're back to flogging the same old dead horse, and that's something I don't want to do with This Week in the Division 2. I don't want to waste your time by putting lipstick on a pig. The content isn't there right now, so this is the last episode of This Week in the Division 2. And that's because This Week in Looter Shooters is going to start. While this will still cover Division 2 content, when there is content worth your time to hear about it, I'm going to start covering other looter shooters that you might want to play while you're waiting for new Division 2 content. which based on recent delivery will be in about 2 years' time. I'll also be moving this from weekly to every 2 weeks. Will I be changing the name because of this? No, fuck it, couldn't be asked to change it. Doing this will make sure that every episode will include useful information that you'll want to find out about, and also give me more time to work on other videos that many of you have been asking for. At the same time, I'm going to be using community posts to keep you informed about which rehash content you should be looking forward to each week, because if you don't have the time to open up the event timeline, the least I can do is save you from watching someone else do it in an 8-minute video. Finally, build guides. Over the course of the last 15 weeks, I've compiled a database of every single build that I looked at. Yes, I have the list, and I'm prepared to release it. And I have to be honest, there are so many build guides that come out which should just not exist, and it's actually pissing me off how much of our time is being wasted by them. Seriously, if you're putting out a build with 4 pieces of Strikers or Heartbreakers or Hunter's Fury, then please fucking stop. It's not a new build. It's been done many times before, quite often by the same creator. Look out for a video coming very soon in which I will reveal all about Division 2 builds and build guides that I've watched so far. And going forward, I'm going to deliver to you a monthly video analysing the build guides released, so you are always armed with the best information on which builds to use and which to avoid. If you have any thoughts on what I'm going to be delivering to you going forward, do let me know in the comments below. And before I go, one thing I've found in creating this series is that the YouTube algorithm does almost as good a job of hiding 3 minutes of videos as the Department of Justice. So hit that subscribe button now, or you might never see any of this content ever again.